Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a review of Mr.r and Siser sublimation transfer sheets. The first thing I'm going to be doing is opening up Design Space and designing the shirt that I'm going to be making for the sublimation t-shirts. So once I've gotten the design all ready, I print out the design in 3 different versions. One I print out in the Siser transfer transfer sheet. The second I'm printing it out on the Mr.r transfer sheets, just one sheet, and the third I'm printing out on regular sublimation paper. Those are going to be the 3 different tests I do for this video. I'm going to compare each of the results together once I have finished making all of the shirts. For the Siser transfer sheets, once you print them, you have to let the ink dry before you can do the cutting. So you can preheat your heat press and just stick it under the heat press, but don't push the heat press down. Just have it sitting under the heat press for about a minute and the ink will dry. So once I have all of them printed, I dried out the Siser transfer sheets. Once I have that all done, I cut out the Siser and Mr.r designs, because if you don't cut out your design, any white on the sheet will show up on the shirt. So if you don't want a big square white background behind your design, you need to cut your design out. For the sublimation paper one, I needed to mirror it. For the Siser and Mr.r transfer sheets, you do not need to mirror the image before printing. I printed the designs right on the Mr.r and Siser transfer sheets. There is another method that I will go over in another video. So the heating instructions for all 3 of these types of sheets are: for the Siser transfer sheets, you dry it 1 minute, then do the cutting, and then you preheat your heat press to 311 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you're going to press that on for 15 seconds. For the Mr.r transfer sheets, you need to preheat your heat press to 360 degrees Fahrenheit and that one will be pressed on for 20 seconds. And for my regular sublimation paper that's going on a sublimation 100% polyester shirt, it's going to be heated for 400 degrees Fahrenheit and pressed on for 40 seconds. Now for the Siser transfer sheets. They come with a transfer paper to be able to transfer the design onto the t-shirt, but you only need that if there's multiple parts to your design. If it's just one piece, you don't need to use the transfer papers or the transfer sheet to transfer it over. So I went ahead and took the design that I made for the first 3 shirts, and I took out the black background, and because it's going on a black shirt anyway, to make it more than one piece, so I can show you how the transfer sheet worked, or how well it worked for that matter. Now, it's important to note that the Siser transfer sheets are quite expensive. It was $35 for 5 sheets. Like, this stuff is so pricey, and they claim that it's very easy to weed. Now, for a very detailed photo, it was not easy to weed, from my experience. And for the transfer paper to transfer it over to the shirt, I had a really hard time getting that transfer paper to pick up the design, all the little parts of the design, to be able to put it on the shirt. Maybe I should have went with a more simple design for this method. Maybe my design was just too complicated and too small for the transfer paper. But from my experience, for how expensive this is, and it didn't work out as well as I hoped it would work out, I'm not impressed with the price of these transfer papers. Now, I do need to wait 24 hours and then put them through a wash cycle and see the results of that, to see if it's worth the money in that area. Now, I've used in the past products for an inkjet printer to print and put on a shirt, and every one of them, after washed, they come out wrinkled and cracked and very, very faded. Now, I'm hoping, because this is very highly recommended, and for sublimation ink, for black shirts, for cotton shirts, for colored shirts, that I'm hoping that it doesn't have the same results. So I'm going to do a follow-up video, a part 2 of this video, to review what the shirts look like after a wash, to see if they hold up, or if there's any fading or any cracking or any shrinking in from the washer. So once I've got all of the shirts done, I laid them all together. Now, the first 2 on the left hand side, they're both the Siser transfer sheets. The top one is the one where I removed the background and transferred it on with the special paper that comes in the pack. The bottom one is just a one piece on the shirt. And if you look really closely up at the top, you will see that I didn't cut so well, and there's a little tiny bit of white that shows up. That's why it's important to cut out your design if you do not want any of the white to show from the transfer paper. See, that's the difference between regular sublimating and using these transfer sheets. They're on a white background so that you can put them on dark colors. Sublimation does not work on dark colors or cotton. It will sublimation ink will wash out of cotton, and it will not work on dark colors. You need a white 100% polyester shirt for sublimating. So these sublimating transfer sheets are supposed to be a way to sublimate on cotton and on dark clothing or colored clothing. Now the two on the right, the top one is the Mr.r transfer paper, and the bottom white one is just a regular sublimation shirt to show you the difference between real sublimation on polyester and these sublimations on cotton on black shirts. Like I said, we are going to do a follow-up video after 24 hours. I'm going to do a wash test, see what the results are from that wash test, see how these transfer papers hold up in the wash. So here are the results from all 4 of my presses. Let me know what you think of the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you find this helpful. And I hope you guys all have an awesome day.